Greetings, beings. Jacob Martinez, Crystal Haiku Guy from artoflove.me. How you doing? I'm back with your June readings. So first and foremost, this channel is M for mature audiences only. If you're somebody that is not a mature audience, please do exit the video. Also, please exit it if you're somebody that gets offended with a man using potentially crude language. It just comes up as a mode of expression for me, and when I do the readings, I sometimes trance out, and that's just the way I communicate, is not to offend anybody. But it might be confrontational, and if you don't like that, I might not be your guy. So, M for mature audiences only. Please do take a look at your sun, moon, and rising to get the most complete picture, because things have the tendency of just wobbling depending on how we are composed. You know, time and space and gender and energies can be somewhat flexible. So I don't pay specific attention to gender in general readings like this because it's just too hard to nail down for people and can be very nebulous. I will speak to the energies that I feel have presented themselves to me, and they may have a more feminine or masculine polarity. I might say he, she, or they. I'm sorry if I don't get it right for you. Please just apply what suits you. Also, even though I'm going to try to break this down into archetype, physical, mental, romantic, things might crisscross into other aspects of your life. So just apply your own good intelligence and perhaps just file it in the brain, because this is a monthly reading to help forewarn you of what the weather forecast might be like over the course of June. But we'll also come back in the middle of June with a mid-monthly reading just to pick up where we left off and see how things might be changing. So there's that. I'm only doing these free general readings right now. If you have the means, I would highly recommend a personal reading. There's tons of great readers here on YouTube. And if you just wanted a recommendation, feel free to hit me up. My email is below. You can also use that email to hit me up if you have a prayer request, because I'm a guy who will pray for you. All right, so with that said, here's how the readings will go. First of all, there will be 4 videos, one for each of the elements of the zodiac. Within each video, there will be 3 timestamps, one for each of the signs that are associated with that element. So you can click ahead or back or however you like. But again, check your sun, moon, and rising. And I did readings with Caroline Mrs. Archetype cards to go over the archetypal energy, which is sort of like the baseline of the month. For the physical side of your life, things that happen in the material realm, Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. For the mental sector, John Holland's Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. And for the romantic, sometimes not romantic, but romantic sector, you've got Doreen Virtue's Romance Angels Oracle deck. And I like to wrap them up with a prayer led by Archangel Michael. He always has really good advice, and I think it's a good way to end it up. So that's what we have going on, and with that said, we'll go ahead and get started with your reading. Oh, please like, share, and subscribe. Since we're just into Gemini, I'm going to start with air signs. You know, everybody has a different way of doing these, but the way I'm doing these with my spirit board, with my guides, kind of cross-reference everything I do, and my guides have me doing each element together because I'm also looking at relationships between what each of the elements are going through. It's just how I read these. Excuse me. Feel free to skip this. This is the last one. Alright, since it's Gemini season, we're going to go ahead and start with Gemini. Hey, what's up, Gemini? Happy birthday to everybody. Going to go ahead and get started with your reading. Looking at your cards. I just dealt. Wow. It's looking like a good month for you guys. I gotta say, I love solar return. I always feel like I get such great energy every time, my birthday rolls around. I'm an air sign too. I'm an Aquarius. And I'm a February Aqua. And I always find, like, around my birthday, it's just like a surge of energy and showing up in your cards. I think you're going to have an awesome solar return. So hopefully this is going to be a great year for you. First card we're going to look at is actually the archetype energy for the month, and I usually reference this as kind of like the baseline of the month, so it's like the rhythm to what you're moving to, and we're using Carolyn Mrs. archetype cards. You got the card of Student, Gemini. Sorry about the glare there, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and read it off the card. What I really like about these, they cover light and shadow attributes, which kind of give you an idea of how the undercurrent of the month might be showing up in your world. So sometimes you'll notice things are being influenced by, like, what's beneath the surface. And this is usually a pretty succinct read on it. So on the light side, straight off the card, for Student, it says humility and devotion to knowledge and an openness to lifelong learning. And on the shadow side, it says arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge and an unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. It's pretty cool. I'm actually going to read out of the book for you too. There are some good examples that are often in here. So, yeah, student card. They gave us some key, like, buzzwords for the month to keep in mind here. And the words are disciple, devotee, and apprentice. So I think it's a really good insight about how to approach what's ahead. What is it about the situation right now that's calling to your attention to learn? And, really let that appeal to you over the course of the month. That's the advice we're getting from this card. It's also suggesting not an absence of mastery, but rather a continual pursuit of intellectual development. It also states that you've found a source of teaching, perhaps, maybe seeking out a guru or a spiritual master, or even perhaps, becoming the instructor or spiritual guide to others. So, perhaps you were working with students, so that can go either way. It's interchangeable. On the shadow side, we've got a highlight here too that the shadow student usually manifests in tandem with a shadow teacher or mentor, avidly learning all the tools of the wrong trade or misusing the knowledge learned. May never move beyond the student role to develop an independent inner wisdom. So it's really saying here, and this is also straight in the book, to look for a pattern of constant learning, openness to new information as an essential part of your well-being. It's a good tip for life, actually. So yeah, I was really drawn to, like, on the art of this card, you see the student is planted. He's rooted, or she or they are rooted here. And there's a lot of books. They're, like, literally hanging from the trees, like the tree in Allenstown, right? There's books at that person's feet. And they're holding a book there in their hands that they're reading. But, this person's fixated on the idea of what they are learning. over the course of the month. And so I feel like there might just be some great opportunities to either play student or even teacher, being, that student teacher, if you will, somebody that has started to practice that which they've learned, and put that into practice in a practical way in life. And that's what you're really going to be experiencing a lot through the course of the month there. I think it ties in, very well with your material, physical world. You actually pulled a major card for your physical, material world. You got the Sun. Guys, this is great. I can't think of maybe a better card to get for, my birthday month for solar return. Jeez, what's better than the Sun? Yeah, the Sun is back. So this might just be saying, hey, it's Gemini season, so yeah, you're going to be feeling freaking great. This is your physical material world. I mean, the indications on a card like this are just outstanding physical health. You feel good. Yeah, so I think you're going to be feeling great this month. And also, just because it is the Sun, there are a lot of implications with this on revelations, epiphanies, and just works really heavily into this role of student and this archetypal energy that you're going to be experiencing all month. So, maybe things are just coming alive in your world in different ways. So I'd pay real attention to that. And, this is like a force of gravity here, the Sun. That's a major sway of energy. Just know that your path is illuminated before you, Gemini. Go forward and have a great time. In your mental sector, kind of interesting. You got a chakra card from the John Holland Psychic Oracle deck. This is your throat chakra here. That's a good color for the throat chakra there if you're into meditation or color meditations. But this is what's on your mind. This is in your mental sector, Gemini. So it's kind of a call to balance and focus on your truths and perhaps the things that you need to communicate with others. So I don't know, maybe you're stepping into an authoritative role somewhere in your life where you are perhaps illuminating the paths of others with this beautiful source of universal intelligence that is all over you. And perhaps working with students. So maybe the third chakra is talking to you about how you communicate effectively in that role, in that capacity as it pertains to you. So another thing too, sometimes, if I see third chakra showing up on the mind, maybe somebody might be concerned with an issue with this region, and typically what that would be associated with would be thyroid for me. I do work with the chakras and the energetic body a lot, and so the bioenergetic feedback I'm getting here is that on the chakra system that controls the thyroid function. And if that's a case, definitely get it checked out. I think you'll get good news most likely from the doctor, but if you've got something on your mind with it, it's best just to be proactive and just go get it taken care of and let them take a look at it. If there is a deficiency with the throat chakra, my recommendation, just a recommendation, in addition to whatever due diligence you uncover for yourself, possibly speak to a naturopath and an herbalist. They can do blood tests for not too expensive, and oftentimes there's an herbal support that you can take that will help to clear things up there. I personally seem to have corrected a hypothyroidism issue that I believe was linked to me not having been speaking my difficult truths with clarity and love, and the herbal support helped. And anyway, my throat chakra is great now, and there's no thyroid concerns with me. But since this was showing up in the mental sector, I just got to throw it out there. If somebody's concerned about a throat chakra issue, please just get it checked out. Please excuse that. I live in the Denver metro area, and it is beautiful out right now. And I've got my windows open, and they're here mowing on our property. It's like a fourplex I'm in. Yeah, that brother just whizzed by on one of those things, you know, he's like riding on it, so sorry about that, Gemini. So, I don't know, I'm just going to go ahead and kick it to you on the love front, personal romantic center. We pulled the True Love card out of Doreen Virtue's Romance Angel Oracle deck, and it says, "This is the romance of a lifetime." That looks pretty good to me. I think that looks pretty romantic, and maybe that's what's on your mind. Maybe you need to tell somebody, You open up that throat chakra that you love them. I don't know. Maybe you're thinking about it. Maybe it just hit you like a ton of bricks. Did you fall in love? Maybe you're already in love. I don't know. Maybe you're in a relationship with somebody, and it's a good thing, and you really love them a lot, and maybe that's what's on your mind. Maybe you need to tell them. This could also be about you too. True love, man. True love starts within. Starts inside yourself. And so I just think you're going to be feeling great in June, guys. And like I said, happy birthday. And Archangel Michael wants you to know that no matter what, you're guarded and protected. And I'm going to go ahead and just seal it up with a prayer. I'm going to read it right off the card here for you guys. I just closed the window. Alright. It's a little quieter for the prayer now. Alright, from Archangel Michael for you guys this month. Gemini, here's your prayer. Thank you for protecting my loved ones and me and ensuring that we're safe and that all of our needs are met. I now accept your help and gratefully and gracefully, knowing that it is right for me and all others to accept heavenly assistance. Amen. Great. That's it for now, Gemini. I hope it's a good start to your month, and if you need a prayer, hit me up. My email is below. And if not, I will see you again for the mid-month readings. Please like, share, and subscribe. Now, moving on to Libra. What's up, Libra? How you doing? Happy June to you. Just gonna spread out your cards here. I hadn't looked at them yet. All right. Okay, Libra. Just gonna open up my book here. Was that you last month? I cross-reference myself. I've got like a little categorical thing of everything that I read, and okay. Alright. Just had to make sure on something. Alright, guys. Your overall archetypal energy for the month is that of Angel. And that's Carolyn Mrs. Archetype cards. And I'll go ahead and read it right off the card. We've got a light and a shadow attribute. This is kind of what you want to pay attention to over the course of the month. It's sort of like the baseline rhythm of what you will be experiencing in your day-to-day interactions. So, Angel says on the light side, helping those in need with no expectation of return. And on the shadow side, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Let's go see what the book says. Here we go. All right. So the buzzwords for Angel this month are fairy godmother or godfather, And on the light side, it says, has a strong connection to the angelic realm through art, music, or literature, and provides a channel through which angels' presence is palpably manifested, and shows a prominent, loving, and nurturing character. So that's what it's saying about the angel. And on the shadow side, it's saying that the shadow angel manifests as a claim to be in touch with angelic guidance for the sake of control or ego enhancement or acting innocent to mislead others. So this is pretty much what the undercurrent of energy is going to be like for you this month here, Libra. And let me see here. Yeah, so, the main thing that's really jumping off at me when I look at this one here, I see this angelic being here, and, she's being urged to help those in need with no expectation of return, and just notice how she's sort of embracing herself there. I don't know what you see there. She kind of looks like she's hugging herself, right? She could either be hugging somebody or maybe like holding on too tight. And I think that, the advice that I'm picking up off of this for the month is just to know the difference. Know when you're either holding on too tight to something, and maybe you're looking for a treat or a reward for your good behavior, or if it's really, when you're embracing someone from the love in your heart. So pay attention to that, and pay attention to how other people are treating you this month. And I think you are, because in your physical material world, using the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, we pulled a major card for you too. Gemini got a major here as well. And you got the Hangman. That's a major sway. This is one of those really big energies that implies that it ain't changing. It's one of those things that changes you or your behavior. And I wonder if you're meditating a lot this month. Libra, are you meditating? Or are you feeling stuck in inertia? I don't know. That's the thing with this guy. I love the Hangman. I very much resonate with this card myself at times, and sometimes lay in my own bed, kind of almost like that. Not exactly like that, but when I'm laying and meditating, and you see this person here has all this light around his head. I believe that he's definitely tapped into perhaps the angelic realm this month. Letting that guide his thoughts. The cautionary note here is to not be strung up on some bullshit though. Sometimes, this is a call to action sometimes for ourselves that, maybe be looking at where we should be doing something for ourselves and maybe feeling artificially stuck. 'Cause the thing about this guy, he is tied up there, but look how his legs are. He's got one loop behind the other there, and I don't know what's going on with his hands, but I don't know that they're really tied either. He might just be kind of laying a little goofy there, but if he's in decent shape, which he looks like he might be, he can just kind of sit up and perhaps untie himself from this thing and go take all this knowledge that he's attained and do something with it. So I think maybe that's what is going on, is you're kind of thinking something out, because in your mental sector, you've got the 8 named positive movement forward from the John Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, and find that one in here. This is generally the 8 of Pentacles and the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. And I like that card a lot. It's generally, a craftsman card. It's somebody that's been hard at work and really nose to the grindstone, perfecting their art. And this deck is great. It's just totally different spin on that altogether, though. And you see this person is actually taking an action somehow and putting into action or into practice this thing they've created. So maybe that's what you're doing in your physical material world this month. It's kind of laying down, chilling out, while you kind of hash it all out and tap into that higher wisdom of how you're planning to do something. You've got a deployment on your mind. You read from the cards from the book here. It says, "You are a true artisan, for you have the craft, skills, knowledge, gifts, and talents to assist you even more to advance in a positive direction. The number 8 always denotes prosperity and abundance, but in this case, it's your efforts that have gotten you to this point. Good for you." This card often comes forward to honor and recognize individuals who are in the fields of art, design, music, and education. When you follow and build on your passion, the soul can truly express itself and can then assist you to move closer toward your highest good. An opportunity could suddenly come up with an offer for an apprenticeship. Notice that there are areas of passion that are trying to manifest into your world. When they arise, you'll have ample moments to share them with others. That would have me meditating on it for sure. So you've got a lot on your mind this month, but it's good stuff, Libra. And I think you're definitely tapping into angelic or higher wisdom with your guides and spirit angels and whatever's with you that you work with. Just remember, Hangman, this guy, I don't think he's really too strung up. Don't let yourself, just as a caution, not do things, for an artificial reason, feeling like you can't, especially if you've got a good plan in place. So, take the steps you need to. You're being guided. Go and jump into your personal romantic with the Romance Angels Oracle Dark from Dream Virtue, and you got the Flirt card. Flirt, flirt, flirt. And it says, extend your lighthearted energy to others. That's really cute. So, this looks really sweet. I think you can flirt with your life. It seems like you're making some ideas and some plans, and you're working on yourself and the things that you're going to carry forward into, the next part and the next phase. And this card, if it's not romantic, is really just also encouraging you to have a good time with it. I don't know what flirt means to you, but for me, it's just it's finding the light, enjoyable banter side of things, and you can do that with everybody. It doesn't have to be like, romantic or sexual kind of connotation. It's just how you engage yourself with your surroundings, and maybe you're getting ready to do something or to move forward away from something, and I think it's really, really possible if you're, showing up, not making a whole lot of moves, perhaps, or, maybe this is somebody in your life that's acting like this, that's, not moving too much, and you're thinking about how to make that positive movement forward. And this could simply just be saying, try to focus on the light sides of it, because again, we're putting things into buckets and boxes, but the information isn't always just going to fit into one section. And, if this isn't romantic, that's one way that flirtation and flirtatious attitude could also be relevant for you. But this could also materialize in a very romantic sense, and, maybe you've got a sweetie, you got a sweetie in your life. The card's just saying, take a little time to flirt with them. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. We'll see what the book says, too. All right, flirt. The romance angels guide you to initiate romance with flirtatiousness, which entails smiling with your eyes as you connect with others. It doesn't necessarily involve sexuality, although it can. Flirting is playful in nature, and playfulness is the heart of romance. If you're in a relationship, flirting with your partner can revive passion. If you're single, this activity can attract new friendships as well as a love relationship. Drawing this card can simply mean that making more eye contact with others will help you connect with people. This is especially true if you smile and say hello more often. Everyone you meet is a potential friend, and studies show that most people are introduced to their mates through mutual acquaintances. Therefore, form new friendships, both as a way of meeting a new partner and to increase your enjoyment of life. Great advice. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and jump into your prayer. Archangel Michael says, forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. So, just seeing this one here, it's giving me a different context on some of these other cards you pulled up here. You know, maybe you're trying to figure out how to leave something difficult. You know, maybe that's why you're considering how to make a positive movement forward and why you're maybe feeling a little stuck in inertia. Maybe you're negotiating in your own mind and within your own heart the actions that you feel led to take. And if that's the case, we're just going to say a prayer. And we have Archangel Michael telling us that it's okay to forgive yourself. You need to do that because you haven't done anything wrong. Okay? So, I'm going to pray for you, Libra. This is for you. I ask that you help me let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in releasing any toxic anger or fear towards others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. Amen. All right, that's what I got for you, Libra. Hope it helped. If you liked it, please thumbs up, share, subscribe. And if you need a prayer request, hit me up. My email address is below. I'd love to pray for you. And, yeah, if not, I will see you for the mid-monthlies. Take it easy. Hey, Aquarius, what's shaking? What's shaking, Aquarius? Just flipping over your cards. Hope you're excited about the month. I sure am. Wow. Here we go. Oh, Aquarius. Interesting. So we're going to go ahead and look at your month. I can tell you right now, just looking at this one, it already has some echoes for me from the mid-month that we had seen just a couple weeks ago. We can go ahead and just jump right in. Starting with your archetypal energy for the month, this is pretty much what the baseline rhythm is for the course of the month of June. Aquarius, you've got the energy of warrior. Warrior. I'm going to go ahead and read the light and the shadow attributes off the card because this is going to be an indication of what type of energy might be prevailing in pretty much everything that we see. It's sort of like that texture to the month. So on the light side, it says strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. On the shadow side, it says trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, and indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Wow. Definitely a double-edged sword, and that's what he's got in his hand. See that sword there, Aquarius? You know, before I even jump into reading what the book says, I'm just going to talk about the art here. This really makes a lot of sense to me as an Aquarius card. Because a lot of times in decks like Aquarius and actually any of the air signs typically show up with swords in their hands because swords are like logic, truth, cutting information. So, you know, although it can be good to have the illumination that the truth tends to pierce into a situation, the sword cuts. And you see he's got like this freaking lightning bolt looking spear or javelin or something in his hand there. I'm just saying a he. I don't know. It could be a she. They. Whoever this individual is to you, okay, take it however it applies. But they are holding this sharp thing, and that's a pretty intense tool right there. So it's definitely something that you only want to use and exercise with skill and strength, and be careful that just because you have a big weapon that you are not insisting on inflicting that on anybody. Or the reversal of that. Make sure that you're aware of how other people are using that type of energy as it pertains to you, and it's not being used to inflict on you. So, we're going to go ahead and read what it says in the book. Warrior. They gave us some buzzwords here, Aquarius. Soldier, crime fighter, Amazon, mercenary, gunslinger, and samurai. Well, it says, represents physical strength and the ability to protect and fight for your rights. It's linked to invincibility, loyalty, and the passage from boyhood to manhood. Can also be female, as in the legendary Amazon tribe of warrior women, and has emerged once again through women who liberate and protect others who need representation. And I will just go ahead and throw in that there are also some that will not fit into that binary, and they are also relevant. And it's linked to any gender. So the mercenary and soldier of fortune are variations on the hired killer who sells his power with complete disregard for their cause. And the gunslinger and samurai appeal to your fantasies of independence and self-defense, yet they also carry the historic weight of predatory evil. And in their favorable aspect, they all warn you when you're in danger of aligning your might with an unjust or purely self-interested cause. The spiritual warrior pioneered by Dan Millman, Chogyam Trungpa, and others directs you to use the classic warrior virtues of heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice for conquering the ego and gaining control of the inner realm. Shadow warrior distorts or abandons ethical principles in the name of victory at any cost. Look for a lifetime commitment to courageous battle whenever and wherever necessary. That's quite a mouthful, but pretty actionable, guys. So pay attention to how you are exerting your warrior spirit and how it might be presenting other people's warrior spirits in your world. And I think you might be spending a lot of time doing that because in your physical material world, you got a really mental, emotional type of energy showing up there, Aquarius. This is the Seven of Cups. This is a pretty spiritual card for me, too. Anytime I get the sevens, they kind of are implicit with that for me anyway. But this individual here in the card is contemplating quite a number of things. Some might say that person might even be living a little bit in La La Land. It is possible. And since this is a physical card, I think that there is a bit of a cautionary note here, Aquarius, to, yes, you're considering how you exert yourself and how you move forward with your sharp abilities. But you can pick something too, okay? It's okay to pick. I think you're taking your considerations and trying to be ethical as you make these choices that might be pulling at your heartstrings, okay? But these are your gifts, and you're capable of doing the right thing, and I think that in your mind, you've got the Firm Foundations card. John Holland's Psychic Oracle deck. This is usually the Four of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. This guy, we'll say guy here, he, she, they, though. This guy, this gal, this person can move mountains with their mind. Why? Because they have balanced their earth energy, and they're carrying that balanced earth energy, that grounded, stable earth presence into how they think, their upper realm, of their mind, because this is showing up as a mental energy. So I feel like these are kind of almost opposite of each other, because this is like a physical type of thing, and this is sort of like a mental or emotional, and they showed up in reverse sectors. But I think that's actually probably a really good thing, because it's showing me that you can take actions because your mind has been balanced already. So don't overemphasize those points this month, Aquarius. And also a cautionary note, just because it's sharp and you are being cautious about how you wield it and use it, don't be afraid to take an action. And you might need to. In the personal romantic sector, we pulled the unrequited love card here, Aquarius, and it says there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And this could play out differently for different people, but, you know, it's reminding me of last month. I felt like you were getting advice about a certain situation that might be coming, that you may have already dealt with at this point, with an individual that wanted to reconcile, or with making an amends of some sort with a situation that you may have moved on from. And this is evoking that for me again, seeing it in the spread for the month of June, that maybe there's a situation in your life, Aquarius, where either you or someone in your vicinity of relationships, whether it's romantic or not, where it's not really quite balanced. So, you know, if there's a romantic implication, this is probably not a great omen, but, you know, it's not really going to work because one or the parties might be less interested. But again, remember, this is a general reading, and if there's no romantic implications in your life on this, this could just even be about another situation going on where maybe one party is not as invested. So pay attention to that, especially while you're wielding your sharp energy. And, you know, it's possible, too, that maybe you're on the recipient end of that. Maybe there's a relationship in your arena where, you know, maybe you're giving and the other person doesn't want to take. But that could be vice versa. So be careful how you wield it. And if it's coming at you and it's sharp and cutting, you know, maybe just be careful about, you know, how you allow that other person to demonstrate that to you. But I'm more honestly getting a feeling it's the other way around. But we're going to go ahead and read the what Doreen Virtue's book says on this card before I jump into why I feel that way. Unrequited love. So the romance angels compassionately bring you this card as an answer to your relationship question. The person you're inquiring about has many qualities that you find attractive. However, there is not enough mutual attraction to create the passion you're seeking. This relationship is more like a cat and mouse chase, with one partner continually retreating and disappearing. Neither person enjoys this imbalance, and lack of chemistry is the reason. You may both share genuine love, which in itself can be a foundation for a long-term relationship. This card comes to you simply to help you understand the missing component, which you both can sense. Every relationship is a synergy of blended energies. You can't completely control the attraction factor, but you can override and steer it. Sometimes painful childhood experiences can draw you to unhealthy relationships as you recreate the original situation in an attempt to heal it. You can ask the angels for guidance to help you elevate your spiritual frequencies so that you attract a partner of a similar nature And you deserve to be in a relationship of mutual appreciation and attraction, so it's worth your time and effort to manifest one of these qualities. I think that's great advice. And again, it just it reminds me of what you got for, I think it was the mid-monthlies. Yeah, mid-monthlies last month. There was a possible reconciliation that it felt like might not be so welcome. And so even if that's there, don't be afraid to let somebody know that, you're not that into them. It's okay if your feelings changed. That happens. And so I'm just going to jump into your Archangel Michael card because he says, go forward fearlessly. You got options right now, Aquarius. There's options, and you want to make some moves that are going to last, that you build on firm foundations. And don't be afraid to take those moves just because, somebody maybe has some feelings that are a little hurt with the motions that you're taking, because it's really not about them. It's about your future, your destiny, and you are a warrior of light, Aquarius. Archangel Michael says, go forward fearlessly. I'm going to read from the card, and we're going to pray for you. Thank you for walking with me every step of the way, for holding my hand, giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and actions in the direction of love and the true life's purpose. Amen. All right, Aquarius, that's what I got for you. Hope your month is awesome. I'm going to be back in a couple of weeks to do the mid-months of June. If you have a prayer request, hit me up. My email address is just below there, and I'd love to pray for you. And anyway, have a great month. God bless you.